to quit at a 95%
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning.
sensible FDA oversight. We can ensure access
How are you
to
guys
safe
doing
and
today?
regulated vape devices while destroying the black market.
Good.
Thank you, President Trump, for helping millions of Americans quit smoking by making flavored vapes
I know anybody can talk how they want. That's what I want to
and
talk
on a
about.
way out. Thanks to President Trump's bold leadership they have.
But you know,
Trump
people talk how they
ensured
want,
access to flavored vapes, which
and,
gives smokers a
you
real
know,
chance to quit at a 95%
especially
safer
to
than
people who seem
Now, with
happier than
sensible
thou.
FDA
You know,
oversight,
I'm not.
we can
I know
ensure
I'm
access
just
to
normal,
safe and
but you know,
regulated
it's
vape
not like
devices while
people
destroying
should
the black market.
just
Thank you,
talk you
President
down,
Trump, for
you know.
helping millions of Americans quit smoking by making
not at
flavored
all.
vapes available.
So
Is the essence of a kicker.
you know, one of them, especially with me, will be like, you know, they want me to go back on drugs, even though, you know, they don't have to say it directly, but they say all this sort of down talking,
Never
right?
seen anything
To
like
try to
this.
get me down on drugs, you know. So,
Just want to know what the heck this thing
you know,
is.
and you know, I'll say like I'm the all masterful Luke Skinner against, you know, going on drugs, you know, so they don't try to put you on drugs, you know. And it never works when I say that. They never work like that. So, I mean, it means just don't talk down. And, you know, they try to say they're angrier and the other person's not angrier about drugs, you know. I mean, so they're going to just play that sound in your face anyway, right? And say, you know, go back on drugs. And they're going to play that sound in your face anyway, right?
Football team.
I don't care who's angry or not, you know. It doesn't matter because that person could get angry too, and that person, you know, you don't know where that person is. They shouldn't, you know, endorse drugs because they probably were more on drugs anyway. You know, you know, I saw those visions before. You know, somebody like me would be closer to quiet anyway. You know, they want to talk about drugs.
And your concerns are the signatures.
You know, I'm a spiritual person anyway, you know. And you know, they just shouldn't put things in your face
Can we pop the ball
because,
in
you
the case
know,
just to
they
keep it
were
open?
more
Sure.
angrier or more on drugs before, you know. You know, and they want to talk about drugs
I guess the
because
first
of
thing I want
that,
to do is
you
take a
know.
look at this under magnification.
They don't know what type of psychologies people been through. I know I've been through a lot of day and night psychology, quote unquote.
That is
You
really
know,
light,
and you
though,
know,
so signatures have obviously
I don't
faded
care
over
who's
time.
angry or not,
45
you
years.
know, talk
The
about
first guy
drugs and
obviously
get
wanted
mad
to
when somebody
concentrate
talks
on
about
Tom
drugs or
Brady.
not.
Greasy was one
I don't
of
care
the
about
quarterbacks
that,
who
you
played
know.
at Purdue.
They
Oddly
shouldn't
enough,
put
he
that
didn't
in
play
anybody's
much,
face
72 seasons,
anyway.
that was Earl Morrall.
You know,
The thing I'm starting to look at here, and this is pretty interesting, Corey, as I start
you know, when
to
they walk
kinda cruise
outside or
this ball a
stuff
little
like
bit,
that.
I'm starting to see some oddities.
So,
Greasy looks like it's sized a little wrong, and I want to take a look
you know,
here at
and
some
you know,
of the
they don't know
other
my
guys
spiritual
involved.
past. I'll probably be the one
Mercury Morris is a
closer
great
to the
player on that
man
team too, and
about ultra
you're looking at
science,
St.
silence
Clair
than anybody
formations,
else in the world. How
some
do they know
childish
that?
writing.
So they want to talk about
The
drugs to
signatures are a
anybody.
little
You know,
off,
so
and that's kind of what I'm seeing all throughout
anyway.
here. To be honest with
They just
you,
want
I
to
think
play
what you have on
noise
your
in
hands here is
people's
a clubhouse
faces.
sign football. Having a clubhouse attendant or someone that worked in the locker room is very common for them to sign for players. It still happens.
You know,
at the
some of these
big
guys
games.
that come
Players just
around
don't wanna
people's
sign
windows
something.
and start,
Somebody
you know,
else steps in and
making
signs their
sounds
name.
about
The
thinking,
signatures
right?
just
You
don't
know,
look right. You could see
and think they're going to
autographs of
lose.
guys that
You
look
know,
the
they
same
think they're going
throughout
to win.
the ball. The
You
signature
know,
formations
because they
are the
think there's
same,
something about
and
Jeet
you could
Kune Do
tell
or
that
something.
someone else had signed for him.
It's all about being good and stuff like that. God wins, you know. I like what they said, like he said anyway. You just say out loud, you know. The birds on the door is red. The birds on that, you know. And sometimes they get jealous in that, you know. Anyway, I got
You had a good
counselor. I'm going to, you know, probably shorten that tomorrow. So I got a counselor supposedly tomorrow anyway. Anyway, so
I'm disappointed that I didn't get a sale today.
and I'm still alive, not on
It was
drugs,
an adventure.
around, and I pick what food I want, right? You know, aren't we happy for now? We pick what food we want. We have food
Trevor and I are in
stamps, you
Southern
know.
California at an automotive
And, you know, they
museum.
try to get
None of
these
the
people
cars in the
jealous
museum are
and
actually for sale, but John
think they
Marconi,
could say,
who's like one of the most
he's going to have to
famous
think more,
automobiles in the world,
and they think they're so
actually has one of
masterful
his
in Jeet
personal
Kune Do or
vehicles
something like
himself.
that. Be water,
A
my friends. They think they're
1971
that for saying that, you know.
Plymouth Barracuda. So
And,
where's
you know,
the
they don't know how
through
the people
that
are.
door?
'Cause
The 1971 Plymouth Barracuda.
I like
was
to
at
do
the
what
pinnacle of
Trevor
muscle
Noah
cars.
did,
When
right?
you think of a
Say
muscle
it out
car,
loud
you
in
think
a
of a
plainer
Cuda.
sense, not
So, I'm
down
going fishing,
talking
and
people
hopefully I get
or
lucky.
sneezing on
Come on
in
guys.
any word so people could hear it
You
anyway.
recognize this?
It don't work.
Is that Knight Rider?
And that's what you could say, it don't
That's
work,
pretty
right?
amazing.
So, anyway.
What's a Knight Rider? This is Kit.
It doesn't matter how
1982
angry a
Knight Rider,
person
David
is, you know,
Hasselhoff.
so.
The car would talk to you.
And that's why some of these people are spiritual, because it doesn't matter.
I'm sorry, I was
exactly.
born in 82. It was a little before my time.
So,
And oh my God, look at that.
it doesn't matter
Is that
about
what I
down
think it is?
talking anyway,
It is
so.
what you think it is. The original. Michael Keaton.
So I only have one
1992,
visit.
Batman Returns.
What kind of gas mileage
And-
does this thing get?
It's
I don't
cool
know,
to see a
it's that
counselor
GP5, it burns
next,
out the
because
rear end,
anybody
so
loves
you get
talking to a
6
counselor. It's
18
cool to have a
flames,
counselor,
soda
so.
lots.
Sounds like Rick after lunch.
And,
This thing is awesome.
I don't care if they're jealous
Chuck, it's
about
cool,
Happy
but this is
talking
what
in
we
front
came
of
to
them,
see.
you know, because they don't want to
The
look into more
1971
of what the person's
I
been
mean, this
through,
is
you know.
like the pinnacle.
And there's all
of the
sorts of
muscle
day and
car.
night psychologies,
And
right?
Chrysler
You
was
know,
leading the game at the time.
you know. I mean, they even talk in people's homes, right? And they say,
Looking
"Don't look
at selling
happy,"
my
right?
wife's
You know, they even say, they try to say that in
342.
people's
The car
homes.
is fully equipped
And you
with,
know,
gin
and they get
splitters,
mad when
a
somebody
Goldwing,
comes outside
and
looking,
a nice
"Oh,
self-contained
can't you believe
motor.
Doris
The
asked
car
you
is
about
just
that?" You
absolutely
know,
immaculate.
that's how
I'm
crazy
looking to
that
get
world is.
$90,000
This
for my
world
wife's
is.
71 Cuda.
And it's even more crazier about how good looking people are anyway, despite what's happening, right? Especially me, right? So,
It's got the
too,
original
right?
motor and
So, I hope
transmission,
you enjoy
power
that.
brakes,
So,
power steering. I want it safe for my wife.
You
to
want a
drive.
better
We
world?
get
How
groceries
about-
in it. I mean, this was her
you
daily
just say I don't
driver.
give a
This is definitely the pinnacle of
shit what
grocery
people
getters.
say, right?
I
And
have to
I
agree with
just
you there.
look more confident in their faces anyway. They always do that, right? They did it to Mike Tyson too. Even though I'm not as good as Mike Tyson, try to talk on the side
And when you open the hood, you knew what the motor
and
was.
say,
There we
"Oh,
go right
he's
there. 344
going
there.
to, you
This
know,
thing will pass
going to
anything but a gas
taxi now."
station. Probably things like 8 miles a gallon.
Pretty much.
Meanwhile,
If
I'm
you
looking
work
younger
in
and younger.
California, You have to
I just
stop
don't
like every
care
100
about
miles
that.
to fill it up.
Yeah, fuel was 96 cents back then.
And
I'm
I'm
super
definitely
impressed.
just having one
That is a beautiful
conversation
engine.
just to
So how
talk,
much
you know.
you looking for?
But counselors is
Ready?
good. When I talk,
Ready.
talk a long time with my counselors, right? So,
$90? What a guy.
anyway,
90,000.
anywho,
Can we
and
take it for a spin?
Keys are in it.
Should I drive?
yeah, and right, you probably want to limit it talk
Alright,
with psychiatrists if you're
okay.
not on it already,
Keep it under
or you
100,
want
right?
more, which I'm going to do anyway. I don't want too much about that.
Millions
I'm
of
looking good
Americans
anyway, looking
smoke
better.
and wanna
But
weigh
I don't care if
out.
people are jealous, so they say
President
something on the
Trump's bold
side, you know.
leadership, they have it. Trump ensured
Who
access
cares?
to
We're doing good,
flavored
we're looking
vapes,
awesome.
which gives smokers a real chance to
Anyway,
quit, that are
so,
95% safer than cigarettes. Now, with sensible FDA oversight, we can ensure access to safe and regulated vape devices while destroying the black market. Thank you, President Trump.
I mean,
for
so
helping
they
millions
say
of
some people
Americans
need
quit
to be
smoking
talking down.
by
So
making flavored
some
vapes
people need to be
available.
talking down.
Smoking
But it doesn't
is
have to
fueling
work,
a
right?
public health crisis
And they want to,
that's
some people want to say,
burned
maybe
millions
they
of
want to play
Americans.
especially
President
of
Trump is putting out the
so,
fire
or I
and
could do whatever I
solving the
want,
crisis
you know.
by providing safe
You
and
know.
effective alternatives
Well,
with
maybe they want to
flavored
do
vapes,
demo. Well,
which
sure,
are
they can say whatever they
95%
want,
safer than
right?
cigarettes, and it
But
will
you
cut
know,
smoking
when
down
people
by
like
over
me
40%.
believe in, like
Now,
Luke
with sensible
Skywalker,
FDA
walking through
oversight,
walls,
we can
right?
continue to
They can
provide
say whatever
better
they want.
alternatives for Americans. Thank you,
But, you know,
President Trump, for
that's-
solving the crisis and ensuring access to flavored vapes.
do, Luke Skywalker. I'm turning invisible and walking through walls, you know. Meanwhile, they say, "Oh, why don't you believe in the music?" You know, I believe in the music, right? Believe in the music, yeah. Sure. Okay, you want to talk to these people about believe in the music. So, yeah, they want to throw out, right? You know, believe in the music, right, on the side. And, you know, meanwhile, oh, wow, Boston, wow. Meanwhile, I don't think they really appreciate those songs about straight anyway, so. Anyway, so,
I've never
Anywho.
seen anything like this.
Just want to know what the heck this thing is.
I don't know. So, praise God, hallelujah. I know,
There you go. Let's make money.
I have ESP. You know, I know I have ESP and I'm a Christian, but I don't think you don't have to, you know, not have ESP and be a Christian, you know.
Looking at a Plymouth Cuda from 1971.
I don't care.
It's
I
absolutely
don't care about
amazing.
this
The person
being
who
Christian.
rebuilt this thing
Or they're
is
just
John Marconi,
mad.
one of the most famous auto
Somebody made a
builders in the
mistake,
world.
and
So
maybe
I'm not gonna
they
really
just
need
made a
to
little
call
bit
him an
mistake
expert
and they
because
didn't
everything
dress
on this is
perfectly,
perfect.
you know.
He's asking $90,000 and I'm about to take it for a test drive. If everything turns out the way I think it is, the only thing left is to reel him in on a
Yeah.
better price.
They want to talk down to people, and maybe they get like a little cut somewhere, right? And, you know, they try to make the person look like he's all about himself,
Does
you
sound
know.
really good. It drives good.
But first of
It
all,
doesn't
it's
feel
don't
like
talk
super
down on
jerky
people,
sometimes when
right?
you get in a muscle car,
You know,
you hit on the gas.
That's the whole point, right?
That's what it's supposed to
And,
do.
you know, don't try to influence people's reactions in a
What do you
negative
think about
way.
the car, Rick?
So far, I love it.
So what are you thinking about offering it?
Well, right, that's the real world.
60,000
It's not like
for it.
people don't get the real
I think that's
world.
a fair price.
They need to hear the real world, yes,
Which is
but the real world needs to change anyway, right?
Oh, no,
The
I wasn't going for
consequences, the
11 years.
consequences are
But I
needed,
imagine you
right? It doesn't matter if it's the real world or not. You know, like Bruce Lee said, you accept the consequences, even if it's the real world or not.
There's
You
a little
know,
problem. He wouldn't go over 40.
so that's
You know,
right.
Like an
It-
old man.
He is an old man.
whatever the
Wasn't
person
badass, right,
the
though.
person needs to hear
Was pretty
negativity,
amazing.
the person needs to hear that, whatever it needs to hear.
You sure it wasn't 60?
But the person needs to, the world
come
needs
back
to
with 16,
accept
my
the
wife will have my head
the
to the car.
consequences, right? You know. Now
I'd
that's
love to give you
Bruce Lee.
60,000.
So
80,000.
Bruce Lee's teacher,
I can't.
right?
I can't go much lower. than that.
They're going for like 85,
So-
90 at an auction.
Anyway.
Let's take the auction fees out and all the brain damage
And you know,
there.
they
That's why I think
could
it's
say be
65.
jealous all they want because of the
Rick, I can't swing it.
consequences.
I can't do that.
And
70?
you know,
Man, I can't swing it. There's just. I
if they
can't
want
get
it
that
their
deep.
way, if they want it that way,
Like
they
I
want
said,
it that
My
way.
wife would have my head.
It's just sad for the
Ever
world,
drive back
right?
to
It's
Vegas?
sad for the
Go
world,
home,
sad for
talk
the
to the
world.
wife. It might help you change your mind.
Slow down progression,
All right,
speed
so,
up progression, whatever.
Let's go back to Vegas.
And it's right. The world
Please
needs
leave
what
by
it
the record
needs,
store
and it's
first.
right. Everybody says
I'm done negotiating for the
you want
day.
to toughen up, you need
know
to
your
hear some
records,
negative
and I'll have a
talk,
drink somewhere.
but
Perfect. When I'm
it
done,
comes
we can
it
toast
comes
the
to the
meetings,
real
part
world.
of the
Even
inquiry.
it comes to a points every now and again, and there's consequences of consequences. So right, Bruce Lee copiers maybe want to be like Bruce Lee. Good.
Hi,
Or
good, how are
right,
you?
want to be
What do we
like
got?
something like
I
Bruce
have
Lee,
something
even though
pretty
we know
interesting.
he says we're not exactly Bruce Lee would be
This
ourselves.
is old and so important.
You know, you don't want to talk
Okay.
to people on
Yeah,
the
here.
side and be like
Perfect.
Bruce Lee. See,
So,
you know,
give me an
see
idea
how
of what
weird
this
mean
is.
this world
I
wants to
think it's a
be.
Gregorian chant.
But you know,
So
how about this
Mhm.
with Bruce Lee? You know,
Gregorian chant.
consequences
Okay,
are
that's
consequences.
weird.
Okay, listen to
I mean,
that.
did you think you found like
Bruce
something
Lee's
out of Harry
teacher.
Potter or something?
Big guys.
I'm at the pawn shop today to sell my Gregorian chant. I found it in my attic of a house that I bought, and it was stuffed between the rafters. It's not
So,
Latin-based language.
anyway,
thinking that it might be
talk to you guys
medieval
later.
or something
Peace.
that's no longer spoken.